The scene is set. The night is, well, the night has been very, very, very active with a lot of wild and crazy energy. There was there was gunfire, there was explosions, there was thralls, there was gnashing of teeth, biting and tearing of limbs, viscera and gore flying everywhere. And on the other side, we had a beautiful homecoming. One of our lost ones, one of our lost cubs, a prodigal one, has definitely come back to us. We go ahead and open the scene within the Stargazer portion of the Seth, within Janshu. Well, not three houses per se, but definitely some of the surrounding structures. Most people have already found themselves a very, very nice den to curl up in, or some very, very nice bed to go ahead and just pass out in. And for one of us who has forsaken some of the niceties and the comforts of, well, the indoors, of AC, of heating, who has taken upon herself to simply wait out the winter as per what is instructed her by powers greater than herself. We go ahead and center our scene upon one Maeve Macphion laying against the side of the boys' cub cabin.
Yes, Maeve has deviated a bit from what's been her norm since returning, in light of the recovery of a lost brother, of someone that she considers closer than a brother, someone who's packed to her. She has opted instead to take her ease this evening, not just near where her friend is bedding down, but just outside of the cabin. She's snatched one of the blankets that's usually left out for her, trotted around the side, set it on the ground, and essentially just curled herself up against the wall and is uh, probably upon approach is probably just kind of laying there, settled in, nestled, and grooming her paws.
It takes a hot second for something to come along the wind. Something familiar, something very, very peaceful. A scent.
It's a familiar scent. It's a comforting scent. And so while Maeve will pick up on it, it won't necessarily change her behaviors in the least. It's much more at ease. And knowing damn well that Lucas has a knack for finding her will just, remain nestled comfortably. She's got the blanket nested in such a way that it's quite nice.
Well, you go ahead and smell the scent for a hot second, and pretty soon that goes ahead and fades away simply with the familiarity. You can focus on it. You can definitely take it up again, but as it becomes one with all the background smells, you definitely hear the sound of a, well, trot, 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 soft paws on the ground.
She'll, as he's getting close enough to be heard as well as smelt, will probably utter a light, just a woof of breath. Nothing especially loud, nothing really vocal. Just enough to give him a cue to where she is, seeing as she's certainly not in a normal place, and goodness knows there's probably bushes or weeds or goodness knows what else, tall grass alongside the cabin.
Let's see, your eyes are closed. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Pretty soon you're gonna go ahead and hear the rustling of the tall grass on this side of the cabin, And well, it's about a 10-meter sort of trot that comes out of the high grass. It is not a trot that is especially fast. It is not a trot that is especially slow. It is simply a trot that comes up from Maeve's flank.
And she'll pick up her muzzle, glance over.
Hmm? You go ahead and see the familiar brown wolf known as Lucas as he trots over to where you're currently laying and just falls on you. Rawr.
She is the very image of content as he's trotting up, and when he flops on top of her, we'll just go dutifully to the process of grooming whatever she can reach, really. If he's laid in such a way, she'll probably favor going for his ruff, his shoulders, etc.
Mm.
And just lazily kind of nyam groom.
You go ahead and groom him. You notice his eyes are sort of like completely and utterly shut closed. Roar. Yeesh. Before he finally goes ahead and makes the syllables all right. Uh, so he came home.
She'll plop her chin across his back. Just kind of rest her head on him. Yes.
You glad?
And she kind of takes a second. I'm more than that.
Cool. Awesome.
I can be happy now.
Uh, you didn't think you'd be able to before?
Nope.
One of his paws goes ahead and tries to arc back and boop your nose.
She won't dodge. She just kind of lazy little head bob as her nose is booped.
It would not be good.
I had trouble coming to terms with leaving him, but now he is out and he is safe. And that's all that matters.
At the end, he got out and he's back with us, and that's super awesome.
This the wolf spirits will be sad.
Why?
I was gorging them. I was building up favor.
We're not gonna forget about that.
Well, yes, but it'll go back to, well, I mean tomorrow. So today, head tilt. Tomorrow after I sleep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then it will go back to once a week.
He seemed really, really glad to be back. And really open with a lot of people.
She'll kind of like flop a paw or a leg across him and essentially kind of tug him in. If you've ever seen a cat do that when they're grooming, just pull you in up under their muzzle so they can groom on you.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll essentially do that and keep at it. Of course he is. He was. I don't know how the rest were, but he was pretty bad when he came out. I started to think he wouldn't be Chino anymore. I'm glad that he is. I'm glad that he remembers.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I've not really asked a lot of people what they went through back there. Well, a lie. I have asked. They have not been forthcoming.
And she won't necessarily tense up, but the grooming will kind of pause. She'll just set her head and neck back over his back. Just kind of blah. It was it was hard. It was bad. But I kind of realized as I was explaining to Adam, we have spent many, many years. I've been a human for 18 years. And now I had to learn everything that a wolf learns in their life so fast and so hard. But it was enough that now we are in balance between our halves.
If you have found a good thing in all this, then it is to your credit.
I have to.
That is a good way to move forward.
It was still bad. There are still things that I don't like thinking about, things that I. This shape is more comfortable. It feels right. I'm not just wearing a skin anymore. Everything's simpler this way.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes. Oh yes. His jaws just go ahead and start to lap.
She'll kind of mouth his ear just to be obnoxious. Not really give it a good gnaw, but just kind of and then plop her head back down.
You, my good Maeve, have found yourself a second skin. Second skin that feels comfortable. You should be glad. Many, many people do not get such an experience.
It helps me to think that something good came out of it, though I wonder if it was my fault that this is what Teeth thought of. I would have gone. I meant to go before I knew, but I meant to go with others who were older than me, others who knew better. I meant to go with Katori, not to drag a bunch of people to a place where they would suffer.
You, Maeve, didn't drag anybody to a place for them to suffer. We were sent by the order.
I know.
Nothing more, nothing less.
It is just strange to think that if I had not gotten the idea in my head, perhaps he would not have gotten the idea in his.
Mm, the order Teeth of Titanium Raya has had a long, long career. Has probably seen many, many cubs being insolent or ignoring their lupus side, and has often had that idea, I do suppose.
He just kind of flops. I will not concern myself with it. It was not me who decided that they should go.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the simple answer like that is the best one. Instead of worrying, instead of thinking, instead of wondering.
Acceptance. That's a good thing to have.
Did you come out okay?
The eye that you're currently looking at goes ahead and opens up. Goes ahead and looks at you. He just sort of straightens up a little bit. Ugh, rolls over that he's not on his flank and sort of He's in a phoenix-like position with his paws in front of him
Oh, the
and his
Sphinxy.
legs out back. Yep.
Yep. Yep. Her leg is just kind of limp, so he has an easy enough time rolling out from under it.
Hmm.
And she'll kind of echo the pose.
I came out just fine.
And she'll cant her head a bit. He's got the side eye.
I came out knowing a little bit more about the lupus nature, understanding a little bit more about what they have to go through and what they feel, and how they view this greater world. I learned a few things. I can sympathize with them. But one of the things that I felt and I experienced in Wolf Home, I had felt or experienced once before.
And she'll accept the answer if only evidenced by the fact that she goes back to lazily grooming her forepaws.
The bull, the bulldozer sucked.
Hmm.
I hated that thing.
I think for me, the worst part was being in that cage. And she kind of pauses and looks at her paws. Like just pauses looking at them and just looks at them.
Hard concrete.
I scratched until they bled. There was a door. I couldn't open it, but I scratched and I scratched.
That must have been frustrating and that must have been painful.
It was a little better when Chino was in there, when I wasn't by myself, after I chased Adam out.
Mm.
And if he hadn't been there, we wouldn't have gotten out of the cage.
That's good.
I just. I don't hate being Hamid, but the thought that any of the lupus, if someone like Kailani or someone like even Teeth, if any of them looked at me as I walked around on two legs, and it brought even a little bit of the way that I felt when I was looking out through the bars. When I looked at them, I never want to make someone feel that bad.
I understand.
I talked to Chases, and it helped. It helped me stop hiding behind the wolf thoughts. And then Chino came back, and that made something more important than what I was worried about, than what I was scared of.
Maeve, have you ever lost a home?
She shakes her head.
Hmm.
I had to come here, but that is the closest thing. I'd never been hunted before either.
It's sort of what I felt when the bulldozer came in, pushed over our den. That really fucking sucked, actually. Right. Do you know the steps to the clear waters?
It's the one
Ever?
you've told me about before, right?
Mm-hmm. Having that bulldozer just go ahead and roll on over was like being chased out of home all over again. In fact, it was exactly what that was. Stupid fucking greedy motherfuckers.
She'll
Chasing people out of their own goddamn home for no goddamn reason.
just kind of flop onto her side. So that instead of laying side by side in identical positions, she'll flop over so that she's essentially to create physical contact to offer some kind of reassurance. It's just enough for her to flop her back against his side.
That's cool. I did not like that. I did not like that one bit. It was a really, really stupid and harsh reminder.
I'm sorry. I know it wasn't me, but I'm still sorry that it made you think of those things, the things that had happened before, the things that were already hard.
I guess when it happens once on such a scale, most other travesties seem small in comparison. And Lucas is just going to go ahead and take himself and flop him. Well, actually, I don't know exactly how to describe this, other than simply to try to curl up against you.
Okay.
I do not know the proper way to describe that.
Is he curling with his back against her back, or is he curling more like around her?
More like around her.
And she'll kind of nest into that because it's comfortable.
That was the hardest part out of all of it. And
It won't happen again. It was a reminder, and it was harsh. But now you are home. If you want it.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll only leave it if you want to.
And not get forced out.
Yep. Never again.
Don't say that, ma'am.
I won't let it.
You're a small man to make such a big promise.
We'll get bigger.
Maybe. You're my sister. For right now, you're my little sister. And maybe one day you will be my bigger sister.
She just looks content, kind of satisfied with the thought.
What other good news can you bring?
I think I'm ready now. Though I would be lying if I said I wasn't afraid of what I'm going to have to do, how I'm going to have to prove myself.
It's alright to be afraid, so long as nobody knows that you're afraid.
Chases could not tell me what the tests would be, but he said that there were 3. That if I failed any one of them, it would mean I had failed the trials.
What are you most concerned about with the trials?
Well, there's a trial of wisdom. I think I'm ready for it. There's a trial of luck. There's no preparing for luck. But I think I'm fortunate. I've been blessed in many ways. And there's a trial of skill. but I don't know what skill that will be. I don't know what I need to hone, what I need to be good at.
You have your own auspice. They will obviously want to try those auspice duties.
There are many skills that a theurge must have. There are many things that could fall under what we do. I don't know what I have to get better at.
Do-do-do-do. You are very, very skilled, and you are very, very talented in many, many things. Okay, that's a really, really vague statement, so you probably shouldn't take that to heart. Um, do. Okay, first you said wisdom, and well, I'm not the best judge of wisdom ever, but you seem pretty damn clever compared to a lot of others. And as far as the challenge of luck, well, you can always cheat luck. I'm very, very serious. You can cheat luck.
How can you cheat if you don't know what you're being tested on?
It's luck. You go ahead and find out how they're gonna determine how lucky you are, and then just tip the odds in your favor. I mean, if it's a bowl, and you're tasked with picking out the one white pebble out of a bowl of black, you just go ahead and, before the test even starts, replace the bowl with ones that are odds better in your favor.
I don't think cheating will make me a better theurge, will make me a better Fianna.
It's all about luck, right?
That's not luck, that's cheating.
It's not cheating if you don't know about it.
Well, if you want to go spy on Chases and find out what it is, power to you, but I don't think I will.
Good. That would be hilarious.
She finally kind of picks up her head and turns it about to give him the side eye again. She looks a little skeptical. I'll be what I'll be, but at least now I understand why I didn't meet up to what was expected of me. It's not because I'm not loud. It's not because I don't drink. It's not because I don't boast.
Then what was it?
We are intense and we are protectors. When people speak of stag, when they speak of it in tales, it is the guardian of the forest. We are guardians of everything we hold dear. And if that is our friends, if that is our homes, if that is our pride, we should defend it as much as we must. Chase has said that I am too much a shadow of other people, that I need to stand up for myself. I need to have my own ideals and I need to follow them. And I think he's right.
Hmm. I have never seen you go ahead and not uphold your own ideals. I have never seen you go ahead and shirk away when the need was. Actually, I've seen you go ahead and go above and beyond several freaking times, and I've told you that you were a silly bugger for trying to do it.
She'll kind of lap idly in the direction of his muzzle. She may not even make contact, but I do. But you know me, and you have always been with me, and you have always seen. And if I am not I need to be strong, but not necessarily strong in the way that people assume when you say the word. I need to be strong in standing for those things, not just passively come along and fix the thing, but I need to stand for it. I need to be strong in the real way.
He goes ahead and shrugs. I've seen you stand up. I've seen you go toe to toe with a few people. I've seen you bring issues to light to the law keepers, stuff that needed to be corrected. I've seen you go ahead and march right up to an eye of the storm and make a bargain and deal with it.
I am strong when I have to be.
Then, if that strength is certainly needed during your trials, it will be there.
Of course.
And like I said, you can always cheat at luck.
I'm not going to cheat.
Don't worry, you won't know. You will do well.
I have to. I don't know if I get a second chance.
What's the worst that could happen? I mean, if you fail, but you don't die, that means you can still do it again.
I don't know that.
Oh, but you, I, I'm serious. Seriously. If
I
you
am
don't,
serious. If I
I
fail
just
the
don't.
trials, I don't know that I can take them again.
Hmm. Well, you won't be dead, assuming that it's not a lethal
I don't think
challenge.
so.
So I don't know exactly where your path goes ahead and takes you from there, but you won't be dead.
I won't be.
And if you're not dead, that means your story doesn't have to end.
It won't.
That's what Rin told me. Rin told me when I was anxious about my own rites of passage that so long as I didn't die, I could still make it up.
No, I won't die. And I can't afford to think about failing. I will do it, or I will do everything I can.
Do or do not, there is no try.
Yes.
Fair enough. When the time comes, you will be able to stand for your ideals. The strength will certainly come to you. You have always had a measure of just sense about you that lacks that is lacking in many, many other places. I mean, Jesus Christ, why in the world do you start a freaking fire in a house?
Blink.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And like I said, you can always cheat at luck.
I
I mean, what are they really, really, really testing you with luck?
have no
Whether,
idea.
whether or not the spirits go ahead and bless you?
She
Whether or not
shrugs.
Gaia wants to bless you?
I don't have problems being blessed by the spirits or by Gaia. That's not luck.
Then what is luck?
I don't know. To me, it means chance. To me, it means something that I can't influence.
Chance, risk, adventure.
I just. I want Stag to want me. And I want my kin to be able to look on me and see what they expect. I want my uncle to be proud of me.
I can understand wanting your kin to be proud of you. I can understand that. These are people you talk with, interact with more than once. As for a man, well, I can't imagine myself trying to gather the admiration for a man I've never met before. Actually, a lie. No, I've done that before. You know who I wanted the admiration of more than anything else when I was growing up? Well, I. hmm. At this moment, the scene goes ahead and gets briefly interrupted as we go ahead and see the skyline go ahead and move. All those divine celestial objects just sort of float away, all the way across the sky. It's so beautiful and majestic. We beautiful and majestic. It's beautiful and majestic. Beautiful and majestic. God damn it. Beautiful and majestic. Ba, da, ba, da, da, da. This is the intermission song. I will sing it all night long. Because somebody has just left us. Intermission song. This is the intermission song. It goes on until one of us gets back because they're away from the computer.
I'm back. Sorry.
End of the intermission song. What was the last thing you heard?
Him saying that no, never mind. I have felt that before.
He goes, "No, never mind. I felt that way before. I had a grandfather that I never met.
You do?
Yeah, Matthias' name is very, very proud. Ugh. All the 5-aught people who ought to remember it.
Head tilt.
He was a proud man. He grew a small little country unto himself, and he left us with quite a legacy.
Good.
I never met him, but he's a proud figure. So more often than not, I want to go ahead and be like him and make him proud wherever he may be.
Good. I'm sure
As
you
far
do.
and as far as you and Stag is concerned, you mostly have the same spirit, same personality. I can see it.
Jim's nozzle is rough.
Hey, you're the one that's always like running straight into danger. I can't go ahead and turn around with you not charging into some like monster that's at least 2 houses big. And I'm just thinking, oh dear Lord, don't charge, don't charge. Which, by the way, stop charging. That's really bad for you.
I've only charged once. Or I've only led the charge once. And it had to be done.
Eh,
I
that
can't just
being,
wait for someone to run in front of me.
That being said, I did take your examples tonight.
Blink?
Okay. Get this. We were out in the town, getting Laughing Shadow, a bit of a vehicular request, right?
I remember that.
Oh yeah, so we finally got down to it and started doing it. Let me see who was there. Rin was there, Michael was there, Eric Vaughn was there.
Oh, that group that just came back?
Oh yeah, that entire group that just came back. That was part of it. So here's the thing. We go ahead and find out where this vehicle is and where we're supposed to pick up, and we find the guy that we're meant to like kill because he is like of the worm, completely and utterly of the worm. You have no idea how much of the worm he was. We track him down to this place, and we're starting to surround the building, and they're making a way to go ahead and exit, to retreat, like run away, get into the car, and like vroom, vroom, vroom out of there. Myself and Michael were like in the back, and I was watching this, and I realized that if they got out, if they ran away, we just fuck it up. We'd lose the main target of assassination, and we lose the vehicle, so that would be doubly bad. So the first thing that anybody does is they shift into their war form and they start the charge. And I'm like at the back of the house, and I realize that I left the oven on, so I go ahead and turn it off really, really damn quickly, and I run, run through the freaking house, and I scream, "Those weapons will not fire!" over and over and over again. The weapons did fire, but after a few seconds, they didn't anymore. They were completely and utterly useless, thanks to thanks to the blessings of Unicorn. Their weapons were rendered useless, and I found the biggest, baddest motherfucker out there, called the General. And he was wielding this huge shotgun with a belt attached to it. And I realized, oh no, that thing is not going to hit any of my friends. It's unfortunate that the first shot goes ahead and hits Rin squarely in the chest. That was kind of sore, but after making sure that Unicorn's blessing took hold, I put him on his fucking ass, and I kept him on his ass. And by the time he was trying to crawl away, he was on his back, and I tore his freaking left arm off. It was awesome.
I'm assuming by the end of the story, like his tail's wagging and everything, like he's into this.
Oh, absolutely into it.
You did what was important.
Yeah. Everybody else had their bit to play. They went ahead and dispatched the Famore that were just generally there. But I just had to make sure that that guy with that shotgun didn't shoot anybody more than once. And then, of course, the house went ahead and exploded in fire after we were cleaning the shit up, and Eric decided to go ahead and have himself a bit of a fit. That wasn't fun either.
What made that happen?
What happened?
Eric.
Aruns. Sometimes they get a full head of themselves, and they. Oh, you're not talking about regular frenzy.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know if there was something that set him off, or if he just got into it. I like to think that something like that isn't that easy to provoke.
Well, he was caught on fire. The entire house went ahead and blew, and he got caught on fire. And usually, that's enough for a regular frenzy, but what he did was a little bit more extreme. You've never heard of Thrall of the Worm, have you?
I've heard of the word. I know it's bad.
Okay, yeah, yeah. It's really, really, really bad. Um, Only a few Garu in this particular sept has ever fallen thrall to the worm, and by all accounts, it's not a pleasant experience at all. It is demeaning. It is humiliating. It is a shameful, shameful thing to have happen. One of the worst things about it is being the thrall of the worm causes you to do just fucked up shit.
A slight head tilt.
Hmm. While in thrall of the worm, I swear to God, he wanted to eat all of us.
She knits her brow.
Not something that should ever, ever happen.
Yeah. She kind of. It's obvious that she's trying to turn it around and believe that it's not, it's not that bad. Clearly, he wanted to bite people. You can see that she's not like responding with acceptance of the idea.
Hmm. If you don't believe me, go ahead and ask around. It's bad. It's terrible.
It sounds like something that Olaf should do a class about, because if I haven't heard it, the others might not have either.
To be fair, it's not something we want to go ahead and have well known. And Frenzy usually covers the worst of it.
Shouldn't we know, though, for when it does happen? Just because it's bad, just because you don't tell someone about it, won't keep it from happening.
Mm,
It just means they're not prepared when it does.
the best education that can be had for thralling is well within the frenzy. We understand the frenzy. We understand how to deal with frenzy. And
Okay.
thralling is something that should not happen.
Does it worm taint you?
Not especially, but you do its work. Just like in a regular frenzy, you attack your friends, you attack your allies. It's bad. And actually, Olaf should be teaching Cubs how to deal with a frenzying Garu.
Yes. We've done well by being smart, but it is still a good lesson.
No, absolutely. I was very, very afraid to go ahead and lose my tribe mate tonight.
Was it that bad?
Hmm. Well, when it happened, Eric went ahead and got engulfed in flames. He threw himself to the ground. He rose up in a frenzy. And Ren, the kind-hearted Ren, the wonderful Ren, was the first one to reach out and try to heal him and comfort him.
While he was in frenzy?
Right before, actually.
Ah.
So it caught her off guard. And he eventually did chomp into her once or twice.
She winces sympathetically.
Hmm.
Will she be okay?
She'll be fine. She will get healing.
I hope it
And I,
doesn't scar.
nope, wasn't that bad to be a scarred.
Good.
Oh no. Fuck the thing was when that happened, the most inopportune time for it to happen. Because the house was still on fire, the vehicle still needed to be stolen, and we were pretty damn sure that the cops were going to come at any second.
I'm glad that you didn't get caught.
Yep. At this moment in time, Lucas's head is just go ahead and lay across Maeve's neck for a hot second.
She seems very content with the process. She likes being near him, likes being near Chino, likes being near the people that have fallen neatly into the pack section of her brain.
So, Chino,
It was bad. The doves saw him fall when he came out. Then they came to me. They told me. I went running, barked as I passed the cabins, anything to let Olaf and any of you know that something was wrong. And he wouldn't move for the longest time. He was covered in blood. Thankfully, not much of it was his. I healed him. I groomed him. I cried for him to move. I nosed him, but nothing would get him moving. So I got bigger, and I curled around him to keep him warm while Olaf came and looked. And when he finally did move, he was afraid of us. He shifted, he reverted as soon as he was upright, and he fell to the ground and puked up his guts. And he just kept staring at Olaf, kept staring at the lupus form like he expected something to happen. He couldn't talk. For a minute, I thought he didn't know us. I think for a minute he didn't.
what happened
But
afterwards?
we talked. He struggled to his feet. He didn't remember how to balance on two legs. We got him back to the cabin, gave him water, fed him, talked to him until he was able to talk back, talked to him until he calmed down some. We took him to see his kin that had died just before we left. And he's better. He's still Chino. I worry that there may still be something wrong, but at least he is Chino. He hadn't put up all the walls yet. He hadn't put up his front. It almost hurt to see him without all the layers of machismo and stuff. But he smiled. He smiled at me. And he meant it. He smiled in a way that was warm and reached his eyes. And it was very good. One of the first things he said to me was that he told me I could do it. I was so happy I started crying. But he's back and he's with us, and he's probably hurting worse than I was when I first came out, but he will still be Chino.
He's not dead.
He's not dead and he's not broken.
Mm,
He knows who he is, he knows who we are, he remembers us, he cares about us. Anything else can be fixed.
best to watch him to see how everything shakes out.
No, I'm going to. Why do you think I'm sleeping here? I'm not leaving him alone again.
Hmm?
Not until I'm sure he's on his feet.
That is good. That will help him.
And you'll probably be better at it than I am.
Say what?
She'll kind of like nibble, nibble, nibble on the heavy fur of his ruff.
No,
Keep an
quite
eye on
honestly, I
him
didn't
too.
hear anything.
You'll probably be better at watching him than I am.
Ah.
He said that he has things to do. He needs to be able to leave. I told him, and you can scold me if I was wrong, but I told him that you were an adult. And he knew, he should know, that you would take him where he needed to go, that you would help him with the things he needed to do. You're his brother.
Yeah,
If it's important, you will be there for him, won't you?
yeah, I love my brother in Gaia. I love my sister in Gaia as well, who volunteers my time.
She just snorts. If it's important, you would be there for him.
No, absolutely.
I didn't say you wanted to babysit him. I didn't say you'd drive him all over town. I said that if he needed to leave, he knew that you would be there for him.
You were not wrong. You were not wrong. I just didn't realize that this would be required of me. And I honestly didn't think he would want to go ahead and ride in the mystery machine. I didn't think that was cool enough for him.
If it gets him where he needs to go, I don't see why not. If he's embarrassed, he can hide in the back.
Yes. No, I love my brothers and sisters under Gaia. They just sometimes surprise me with their needs.
She pokes her tongue out just a tiny bit. If I said that I needed to see my family, you would take me there.
I was already offering.
Exactly. I did not mean to offer you for anything you would not have offered on your own.
At least you didn't offer sandwiches, because I honestly don't know if I'd be able to deliver him sandwiches. I don't know where to get sandwiches, Maeve. I honestly don't. They just appear out of midair and in the freaking strawberry bushes, man. It's weird.
Strawberry bushes.
Strawberries feels forever, man.
Blink.
You're not a Beatles fan.
She kind of rolls her shoulders.
We will change that.
Okay.
I am going to go ahead and need to try to pass out right now. I will try to. Will you be a warm blanket
She'll like
or a big, big teddy bear?
she'll kind of wriggle against him. Like just kind of, make sure she's nested up against him. Probably, depending on how they are, set a leg across him, set her nose across him, whatever. Just comfortable puppy pile.
Mm-hmm. Will you tell me a bedtime story?
You're better at stories than I am.
Hmm. This is true. Let me go ahead and tell you about the three dragons.
I like that story.
Mm-hmm. And assuming that you want to give an outro.
Well, in that case, then as we drift away from this pair, as they nestle in for the night, in finally with a sense of comfort, finally with a sense of proper safety, finally with a sense of completeness in that they are not missing the people to whom they are bound, we shall fade out while Lucas recounts again the story of the three dragons that he has seen, that he has faced. And with that bedtime story, we will say Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And we will see you next time on another episode of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York.